You didn't vote for a war on the other side of the world, but you feel it in your food shop, your energy bill, your taxes, your sleep. Wars don't stay over there. They leak into your life, quietly, every day. When a blockade stops grain ships, bread prices rise thousands of miles away. When oil terminals are bombed, petrol climbs even if your country isn't firing a single shot. Insurance for ships goes up. Freight, detours, fertiliser costs jump. That's how a crisis in a narrow sea becomes your weekly shop, going from painful to how is it this much? The bill rarely arrives as a letter. It shows up as higher prices, stealth taxes, and stretched public services. Look at a country deep in wartime production. Factories on 3 shifts, unemployment at record lows, and prices still ripping because there aren't enough workers or machines to expand supply. The result? Everyday items get security tax. Yes, even butter. Butter up 26% year on year. Central bank rate at 21%. Defense spending isn't slowing. You can't fight a war and inflation at the same time without something giving, and it's usually households. Global supply chains don't stop at borders. They transmit shocks. A refinery fire here, a port closure there, and fertiliser, wheat, shipping and insurance are repriced everywhere. Even if your country is neutral, your supermarket is not. Then there's the cost that you don't see on a receipt, your nervous system. We carry other people's wars in our pockets. Every blast and crying child on loop, wiring stress into our brains. Surveys show rising anxiety and a fading sense of safety far from frontlines. Health systems report more anxiety-linked cases. Kids marinating in doom feeds absorb fear, numbness, and cynicism. That's a silent cost of war too. In countries at war, when corridors inside the conflict zone or at its borders close, clearances stall, or key agencies are sidelined, aid doesn't move. Kitchens inside the war zone shut. Clinics in the war zone run out of basics. Families queue for hours to feed kids. When approvals stall, cheap prevention turns into expensive emergencies. And the longer it lasts, the bigger the bill the rest of the world pays to clean it up. Wars don't just destroy buildings. They poison topsoil, rivers, and air, and they torch years of climate action. Cleanup and demining take decades. Farmland goes fallow. Food insecurity spreads. You pay that bill in higher food prices and bigger climate risks long after the shooting stops. People say war is expensive. True, but for whom? Wartime cash doesn't lift everyone. It piles up in sectors like defense, energy, shipping, metals, and cyber, while everyone else pays more for fuel, food, and finance. Inside a country at war, a resource windfall can fuel a war boom until labor, parts, and machinery run out. Then prices jump and living standards fall. Globally, you feel it via higher energy and food prices, costlier shipping, and bigger defense bills. That shift shows up as thinner budgets for hospitals and schools, fewer homes built, and higher everyday costs. So the next time someone says, that war has nothing to do with me, check your receipts, your rent, your taxes, and your heart rate. Wars don't end when the guns fall silent. Their costs keep billing the rest of us in dollars, in stress, and in futures postponed. On this channel, we do the maths and the morals. If this helped, share it, because the truth only protects us if we pass it on.